How about those Devils? How about those Devils?
How about those Devils? Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And the New Jersey Devils, the second game of a back-to-back, coming off of the teaser loss at the hands of the Dallas Stars at the Prudential Center a couple nights ago. Too little, too late. Teased us twice in the third period, almost pulled off a comeback. It was not meant to be. The Devils lose their first game out of the Four Nations break, heading to Nashville, looking to get back in the win column. And get back in the win column, did they ever? Your New Jersey Devils go into Nashville and put a 5-0 thumping on the Nashville Predators. What an absolutely beautiful game start to finish. What a night for the New Jersey Devils. What a night to be a Devils fan. I must ask, I must know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Before the game, we find out there's going to be some lineup changes. A couple little tweaks to the lineup. Seamus Casey is in. Simon Nemec is out. This is a move that I thought should have happened after we saw the struggles of the Luke Hughes-Nemec pairing in that Dallas Stars game. In the post-game live after that game, I did say, I want to see Seamus Casey. He's up with the team. Let's see what this kid has. I liked what we saw from him earlier on in the season when he was up with the big club. Seamus Casey in. Nemec is out. Keefe does a little shuffling with the lines. We still see the top line intact of Palat, Hughes, and Bratt, with the second line of Tatar, Hischier, and Noesen. A third line of Timo Meier, Dowling, and Mercer. Fourth line, Cotter, Hall, Bastian. And I was like, okay, looking to create offense any way we can. Not the most ideal lines, in my opinion, but Keefe doesn't have a ton of options here, trying to make the best with what he's got. Shuffles the lines up a little bit, and it paid dividends. And obviously, Nico Daws starting in goal for your New Jersey Devils, because it would be completely inhumane to start Jake Allen on back-to-backs. Sports science, sports analytics can't be playing back-to-backs. Nico Daws in, Jake Allen with the night off. We get to the first period. Jackhughes wins an offensive zone faceoff. Devils moving the puck around pretty nicely. They get the puck to Dougie at the point. He blasts a bomb. Huge rebound out in front. It comes to Luke Hughes. Everyone thinks Luke's going to shoot it, but instead, he gets it across to Ondrej Palat. He one-times it in. 500th point for both Ondrej Palat and Dougie Hamilton. Ondrej Palat's 13th at 13:45 from Luke Hughes, and Dougie Hamilton gives the Devils a 1-0 lead.
He's got 2 cups, and that's a lot. Ondrej Palat.
He's got 2 cups, and that's a lot. Ondrej Palat. Love to see Pally get one there. And that is how the first period ended. 1-0 Devils heading into the second. I thought the first period was a little more wide open than I'm used to seeing. Obviously, a lot of teams have played the Devils and tried to clog up the neutral zone, kind of make it a grindy kind of game. And that's the best way to shut the Devils down. It's not a secret. Everyone knows. But it seems like the Predators were willing to exchange chances. And anytime I see that, I lick my chops, because if you want to trade with the Devils, more times than not, because of the offensive firepower and the guys that we have, we'll win these games more times than we'll lose. And when I saw how kind of wide open they were playing, I was like, okay, this should fall right into our hands. And sure enough, it did. But Devils with the 1-0 lead after one. We head to the second. Devils enter the O-zone. Nico has the puck behind the net. Dougie Hamilton kind of creeps up the right wing, gets in position in the circle. Nico feeds him, and Dougie blasts an absolute bomb. Dougie's 9th at 9:14 gives the Devils a 2-0 lead, assisted by Nico Hischier and Jesper Bratt. And what a blast from Dougie. You love to see it. Devils up 2-0. Second period rolls on. Bratt comes up the ice with the puck. He passes to Jack. Jack enters the O-zone. He passes across the ice to Luke. It kind of hits off the end boards. Luke corrals it. Luke passes it to Seamus Casey at the point, and Seamus Casey, so poised and under control, holds that puck head up the whole time, quickly glances over his options and realizes his best option is to just fire a beautiful wrister right into the back of the net. What a shot from Seamus Casey. Seamus Casey at 14:28 gives the Devils a 3-0 lead, assisted by the brothers Hughes, Luke and Jack picking up assists on that one. And what a beautiful shot by Seamus Casey. One of the many, many things I liked about him when we saw him earlier in the season with the Devils. We'll get to him later on some more, but Seamus Casey, guys, I think he's going to be a player, and he gets his 4th, gives the Devils a 3-0 lead. That is how the second period would end. And after that, I was like, we're going to coast to victory. It seems like a long time since we could just sit back as Devils fans in the third period and not have much to worry about. I mean, obviously, the game's not over when it's 3-0, but the way the game was playing out, I thought this game was over heading into the third. Maybe I got ahead of myself. It all worked out well, but 3-0 heading into the third, exciting. I was excited for sure. Nico Daws coming up with some big saves through the first two periods. We head to the third. Devils on the power play. Devils moving it nicely on the power play. Bratt passes to Nico. Nico gets a saucer pass to Noesen in front, and Noesen just whacks it right into the back of the net. Beautiful shot. Noesen's 19th at 5:06 from Nico and Bratt give the Devils a 4-0 lead. Love Stefan Noesen, the junkyard dog. I'm hoping Fitz is able to get another guy or two in a similar mold. In a similar mold to Stefan Noesen, I do think we still need some more grit, sandpaper. Hopefully a guy that could finish a little bit as well, put some pucks in the back of the net. We've kind of gone dry offensively at times throughout the season. It would be nice to see some guys that could put the puck in and also play a physical brand of playoff hockey, because you all know when the playoffs get here, it is going to be warfare. And I think a couple more soldiers that kind of fit that mold would be really nice for the Devils. But Devils up 4-0 early on in the third. Third period continues, and they add one more for good measure. Devils dump and chase. Noesen with some good pressure. It leads to the Predators being unable to clear. Tatar taps the puck to Nico. Then Tatar kind of drives to the middle of the ice. Nico hits him with a pass, and Tatar just rips it right into the back of the net. At 9:27, Tatar's 6th from Nico Hischier gives the Devils a 5-0 lead. And wow, what a beautiful shot from Tatar. Love to see it. Scoring from all over the place in this one. And then we had a late scare. We had a very late scare with a couple minutes left. Predators score a goal to make it 5-1. But wait, we see the refs immediately skate over and put on the headsets, and they're looking at iPads and everything. And in fact, the Predators are offsides. No goal. Love to see one of those finally go our way. I thought Dawes' shutout attempt was foiled in the closing minutes of the game. But luckily, Predators were offsides. That one gets wiped off the board. The shutout is intact. And Nico Daws, guys, 29 saves on 29 shots. Nico Daws recording his first career NHL shutout. Congratulations to Nico Daws.
He breaks laws and maybe jaws. Kicking him in net, Nico Daws.
Kicking him in net, Nico Daws, baby. Love to see it. I think he could be the future goaltender for the New Jersey Devils. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But what a game from top to bottom. 2 goals from the defense. You get one from Palat, Noesen, Tatar. Get scoring from throughout the lineup. You'd love to see it at night in which none of the big guns scored. No goals from Jack, no goals from Jesper Bratt, no goals from Nico Hischier, no goals from Timo Meier. Yet your New Jersey Devils, 5 different goal scorers in a beautiful 5-0 victory. Oh, it feels so good, guys. It feels like it's been so long. I'm still kind of, reeling from that USA loss in the championship game of the Four Nations face-off, and then to have the Devils lose to Dallas in the fashion they did. I was kind of low. I was at a very low point in my hockey consumption, and I needed this Devils victory bad, and the Devils needed it very desperately for the standings. Teams are trying to claw and take our spot. We're trying to hold on to a spot. Going to be a dogfight throughout March and the first half of April, and the Devils just need to keep stacking points. Great team win. We get to the game stats. The Devils with 36 shots on goal. Predators with 29 shots on goal. Devils with 40.6% of the faceoffs. Nashville with 59.4% of the faceoffs. Devils perfect on the special teams. Devils go 1 for 1 on the power play, and the Predators go 0 for 4 on the power play. A++ for your New Jersey Devils special teams. They convert on their only power play chance, and the penalty kill is 4 for 4. Love to see that. And then we look at the hits. Ooh, the hits. 39 hits for the Devils to 21 hits for the Predators. 39 hits. Music to my ears. Heavier, edgier, more violent. We saw it early on in the season. The team was winning. Everything was feeling good. We kind of got away from that. The Christmas break came. Everything seemed to fall apart. Hopefully they're getting back to more of that physical brand of hockey because it is effective in winning games, guys. Look at the Florida Panthers. They won the Cup last year, and the year before that, they made it all the way to the finals. Physicality matters, especially in the playoffs. Love to see the Devils embracing it. 39 hits in this one. Got to be in the top, handful or so of hits on the season. And amazing. 39 hits is beautiful. Devils with 25 block shots, the Predators with 6 block shots. Devils with 18 giveaways, the Predators with 11 giveaways. Devils with 6 takeaways, and the Predators with 3 takeaways. And wow, I'm fired up. And before people start going, oh, it's the Predators and blah, 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 there's no easy wins in this league. I've talked about it time and time again. Every team's coming to play, and yes, the Predators are a bottom feeder, but there's no easy wins. They beat the Avalanche the night before. So every team's coming to win on every single night. No easy wins. We know the Devils have struggled historically in the past few years with some of the lower quality teams, and this was a big road win. They needed this one desperately. You absolutely love to see it. Devils win a rare second game of a back-to-back. That's been a problem area for this team for the past few years as well. For whatever reason, we are god-awful in the second game of a back-to-back. I always found it kind of puzzling because we are a younger team, and you would think that the fatigue wouldn't really set in as much as it might on some older teams. But for whatever reason, we have been atrocious in the second game of a back-to-back, and the Devils find a way to get it done in Nashville last night. Absolutely amazing. A couple other things noticed during the game. Obviously, the Devils have struggled on breakaways mightily this season, and that continued again. Jack missed on 2 breakaways. Jesper Bratt got stoned on a breakaway. I might be forgetting 1 or 2, but it just seemed like in this pond hockey type game, we were getting breakaways pretty frequently, and we couldn't bury one. Hopefully, that's something that can change. It's not the easiest thing to get sprung for a breakaway in an NHL game, and when you get them, you'd like to see the team convert them at a much higher rate than we have been. For whatever reason, we just struggle with it, and maybe Sheldon Keefe's going to have a little drill in practice. Maybe some guys will be doing breakaways to kind of work on some stuff. I don't know, but hopefully that changes. Just a little thing to kind of nitpick on. Seamus Casey, guys. Let's talk about my man Seamus Casey. He was here at the beginning of the season due to the injuries to Pesce and Luke Hughes. He made it on that jet plane to Prague for the Global Series, and he had himself a nice little start to the season. He really did. Looked phenomenal at points. Great vision, great shot, great everything. Just great little toe drag. And I kind of wanted him to stay with the big club from early on in the season. I know with our depth, there was a lot of hard decisions, and I did love Kovacevic early on, and I wanted him to stay in the lineup. And so, people were kicking around different ideas, but I understood the reason why he had to be sent to Utica of the AHL to continue his development, because we have a ton of defensemen. We have some riches on defense, and unfortunately, he was just a casualty of number and extreme defensive depth. But Jonas Siegenthaler goes down. Nemec played a few games. He's looked a little shaky at times, and that opened the door once again for Seamus Casey to try to stake his claim to a spot on this roster. And he came in last night, and I thought he looked pretty damn good. And scores again. I mean, what more do you want from this kid? I'm a big fan of his. I was a big fan, again, in his first stint with us this year. And I think he's really going to make his case to stay with the big club. I just think for a team that often struggles to find offense, we don't have many blue liners outside of Dougie Hamilton that can consistently provide offense. Dougie's a machine back there in terms of offense. I mean, when he's not scoring goals, he's getting tons of assists, and he's just on the ice for a ton of goals for the Devils. For people to hate on him, and it's kind of happened, I feel like, frequently this year. A lot of people are, talking about trading him and stuff. I think everyone will miss Dougie tremendously when he's gone. He generates so much offense from the back end. Luke occasionally chips in as well. Can't forget Luke, but Seamus Casey can provide that offense in the way of assists or just scoring the goals himself. I mean, you saw that shot. I mean, wow. Head up the whole time, just quickly scans. He sees Jack. He looks around, and then he's just like, screw it, I'm ripping it. Rips it right into the back of the net. I think Casey is going to be a special player. I am all in on Seamus Casey, and if it were up to me, he would be with the big club for the time being, and I guess and if I really got my wish, it would probably be long-term. I think he is one of the 6 best defensemen we have in the organization, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's super early, and let's see. Obviously, I'm not 100% sold on this notion, but I would like to see him continue to play and see what we get out of him, and I think he could be truly special. A lot of people have talked about his size and is he ready for the physicality and all that, and it's a fair kind of question, right? And I guess with Siegenthaler being out, if he continues to play, we may have some answers, but his hockey IQ is off the charts, his vision, passing, shooting. I just think he's the full package. I think he's going to be a special player. And I think he should be here to stay. We'll keep an eye on that. It's going to be very interesting. I don't see how he doesn't play the next game against Colorado. I mean, if he's pulled out of the lineup after how he played tonight, I think that'd be a little ridiculous. And I'm expecting him to be in the next one. I'm sure this is going to come as horrible news to Simon Nemec. There was that whole incident where he had the quotes with the reporter overseas and how he wanted to be in the NHL, and he was getting a little frustrated. I do think it kind of took on a life of its own and kind of became a bigger thing than Nemec meant for it to be. But either way, I get it. He's a young kid. He was up with the team for most of last year, and he thought he was kind of on his way to an NHL career. And he will have his time at some point, whether it's with New Jersey or someone else. But at the moment, I just don't see how you could believe that Nemec deserves playing time over Seamus Casey. I just can't see it. I think Casey really is that special. I really do. And we'll get to Nico Daws. I mean, what can we say? What a solid outing for Nico Daws. Stopping all 29, some decent grade A chances. And in his 3 games this year, Nico Daws is 2-1 with a .84 goals against average and a .968 save percentage. I've always believed in Daws. He showed a lot of potential last season. I do think we kind of played him more than what would have been ideal given the scenario of him being a young goaltender and trying to kind of get his feet planted. But the goaltending we had last year with Vitek and Akira Schmid was absolutely awful. And out of necessity, we may have overplayed Daws, and it may have hampered his development a little bit. In the end, I don't think it's going to be any sort of long-term damage. I just think, we maybe rushed him along a little earlier than we should have, but we had no choice. But Nico Daws showed signs of brilliance last season, in my opinion. A little inconsistent, much like the rest of the New Jersey Devils. We'd see a game where he looked amazing, and then we'd see a game where he struggled. But the defense last year was fairly porous. A lot of Swiss cheese nights where we were giving up insane odd man rushes and breakaways and just terrible defensive collapses way too regularly last season. And I think all of the goaltenders struggled, including Daws. But this is a new year. Our defense looks pretty solid. And you see the numbers, 2-1 with a .84 and .968 save percentage. Those numbers are just absolutely ridiculous. And Nico Daws is going to be one of the guys vying for the throne. He is going to be trying to make his claim to be the next franchise goaltender for your New Jersey Devils. Now, there's going to be a lot of other guys that are going to be in the mix, obviously. Isaac Poulter, I expect to be in the mix there. We have guys like Jacob Malik, Tyler Brennan. Obviously, the new phenom on the scene at Boston University playing under former New Jersey Devil Jay Pandolfo. Second-round pick in 2024, Mikhail Yegorov, and he looks damn good. I saw him play live at BU last week when I was there in Boston for the Four Nations Face-Off weekend, and he looks incredible. I saw him get his first career collegiate shutout. He looked great. I've seen a bunch of games on TV of his for Boston University before I saw him live, and I've been nothing but impressed. He looks like the real deal. He's still super young, has a ways to go, but he also very well could be the next franchise goalie for the Devils. We have a lot of guys that could emerge as the guy, and right now Nico Daws looks pretty good. I'm hoping while Markstrom is out, we see Daws get at least a couple more starts. We don't know how long Markey is going to be out for. Pumped for his return, and hopefully when Markey comes back, he picks up right where he left off in January, just looking dominant. I mean, that Kraken game, wow, that's just one for the ages. All the grade A saves he made in that one, just wild. The glove save and the diving across and the stick when he was on his butt on Matty Beniers. But look forward to Markey's return. But in the meantime, Jake Allen has played pretty solid in his place. But I also think now that Nico Daws has earned a couple more starts. I think we really need to play him a couple more games to see where he is at with his development. And if the team shows up in front of him, I think Daws is very capable of winning games. I really do. I'd like to see more out of him. But what a night to be a Devils fan. 500th point for both Dougie Hamilton and Ondrej Palat. Congrats to them. Nico Daws with his first career NHL shutout. Congratulations to him. Devils with a massive 5-0 win. 2 points we desperately needed in the standings. We are now tied with the Carolina Hurricanes with 70 points. They do have 2 games in hand. And so, they're still in second place. But hopefully they continue to lose. Obviously, aside from the Devils needing to continually get points, we need the Hurricanes to lose. I do think it is very possible we snatch that second spot in the Metro from them, and I would love to see it happen. But the games are important, very important. We have 23 games left. This team's got to play consistent. If the team plays like this in Colorado, I like our chances to win. Hopefully, former goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood doesn't stand on his head and stone us again like he did a couple months back when he was with the Sharks in New Jersey. But wow, what a game to be excited about. Wow. All I can say is wow. Nights like this feel really good. But let me know what you thought about this game in the comments. Anything, everything New Jersey Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you. If you're newer to the channel, poke around some videos released in the past week or so covering the Four Nations. There's some cool footage. There's a couple vlogs. I have a bunch of stuff in the works that's coming out. We got the Cam Jansen Part 1 and 2 interviews came out in the past few weeks. Poke around and check out all the videos. Also, we have the post-game live. Every game after the MSG broadcast post-game show goes off the air, I come on and do a post-game live show where a bunch of us either commiserate after a loss or we celebrate after a victory. This was a very joyous group, obviously, after a 5-0 victory. But if you haven't seen the post-game live, check that out. I have the link in the description for that as well. But, wow, I'm on cloud 9 right now. Can't wait for the Devils to get back in action Wednesday night against the Avalanche. And hopefully they followed up with another big victory. Points are precious, and we need as many as we can get. But that's all I got for you guys now. Wow, I'll be back soon. Tons of stuff in the works. I still have some Four Nations footage to get out. I still have a little video on Mikhail Yegorov, one of the next future great goaltenders for the New Jersey Devils, hopefully. But I have something coming out about him. So keep your eyes peeled. Always new stuff coming out. And thanks for watching, guys. I love you all. Appreciate the support. I'll be back soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.